Again, today we're going to make a demonstration of a new game. We have been playing the Scramble word game in the show for many, many months, and children just keep on coming back to play the game, and the game certainly is fun and exciting. But I really like to introduce some new games. As you probably know, some of you may have already gotten the Scramble set, and that's the set, and this is the book. This book describes 20 games. So far, we're still on the Scramble word game. As far as the studio is concerned, we've been producing the Scramble word game week after week, and people just enjoy it. So today, we're going to introduce this new game called Scramble Bingo. Okay? Scramble Bingo. Now, everybody knows what the bingo is. Bingo is a game that you play with numbers. Everyone gets a bingo card, and the bingo card is pre-printed with some numbers on it. Usually the numbers from 1 to 99 or whatever number you design for, and depends how many cards you distribute and how many people play. So then you have a number in a jar that comes up or picked up and placed on the board. So you see the number matches a number on your card, you put a mark on it or put a chip on it, and when you form a pattern, we call it bingo, either a line pattern or cross pattern or straight cross or diagonal cross, whatever pattern, you match the numbers, then you call bingo. And typically people win prizes on the bingo game. So the bingo game is a fun game. However, the game doesn't give people any really learning. It's just matching the numbers. And once you recognize number, there's not much you really can learn. So the Scramble Bingo is designed to retain the fun of bingo game and also the familiarity people know about this game, but putting the learning element. Okay? The learning element is the key. So we also have a bingo card. Okay? Now, let me show you what the bingo card looks like. Let's have our slide 33. Now, on slide 33, you see that's a bingo card. This is called Scramble Bingo Card. And we put the vowels. For example, this is I. And see, I'm not trained as the weatherman to point this correctly. And this is E, and that's A. So you have A, E, I, O, U diagonally placed on this particular card. But when you print the bingo card, you can have A, E, I, O, U randomly arranged. Okay? You can also put double vowels in one of those diagonal box. So you can print this in varieties, and with this A, E, I, O, U, and you can also introduce Y if you want as a semi-vowel to make different cards. Now, what does these letters in the diagonal mean? What we want to do is to designate a row or column by a particular vowel. Let's have the slide 33 again. Okay? Now, A, E, I, O, U. So A defines the first horizontal row as a row, and the first column is a column. So it's the E will define an E row, an E column, I row, I column. Let's have 34. Slide 34. Okay? Slide 34 shows you now with the green color. Now, a E is defining a row and defining a column. Now, if we play the Scramble Bingo, means you want to fill a pattern of a row, the E row, okay, or a E column. Now, How do you feel the E row, E column? We want to play words. We want people to make this game, fun game, a learning game. So how do you play words? Okay, give you an example. Using scramble cards, you shuffle, as we usually do, and then you put the cards up. Just like the bingo game, you put numbers up, we put cards up. For example, this is the sequence. Let's say, I just put it there because it's easier for me to illustrate. Let's say the E comes first, B and D and A in that sequence. All right? The challenge is for people to make words and fill into the column and row you're supposed to fill. Okay? Let's say we first make a bingo as one row. Okay? One row means 5 words in that row. Now, if you have designated, okay, or you in your car, you can see, well, when EBD comes up, you can make a word bed, B-E-D, as a word. You can place that B-E-D word in the row of E because it contains E. All right? Let's have slide 34, or 35 rather, sorry. Slide 35. That helped me to explain this, okay? Now, you notice that where the E was, okay? Now we have a B-E-D. Actually, in this sequence, when the letters come up, you recognize B-E as a word. So therefore, we can put B-E on the row of E, and the D comes up, you put B-E-D there. Now, in the bingo rule, in this rule, the letters can only be used once, just like the numbers in a bingo game, you can only use it once. You cannot use the same letter twice. But in our game, if the word B-E was made, and if you make another word that contains the B-E, then you can reuse the B-E. Okay? So with D coming up, you could have this B-E-D right there. Now, next letter, A comes up. Okay? Now, this is an illustration, of course. Usually, you don't have this kind of luck. Okay? Now, you can make a word B-E-A-D, bead, right there. So the third word is B-E-A-D. So when 4 letters come up, you already made 3 words out of 4 letters. That's very lucky. And you need 2 more words to make a bingo on the roll. Okay? So next, when R comes up, and you can make a bread out of, again, reuse the B-E-A-D, so you get a bread. Okay? So that's 4th word, where R comes up. Let's say the 6th letter is K. All right? Now you have to think about what can you make. Here you say, okay, I will make a word braked, B-R-A-K-E-D. Again, reuse the B-R-E-A-D. So this slide, okay, this slide here shows you only 6 letters. You could raise your hand and say bingo. And that is very amazing, of course. It's very rare you have that kind of luck. And also, you have to be pretty good with words in order to make a bingo when 6 letters come up. So remember now, the rule actually is very simple. The words you made can be reused in another word if you use all the letters. Okay? That's why B-E-D was B-E-D can contain the B-E because B-E is all in B-E-D, and so is B-E-D in B-E-A-D, and so is B-E-A-D in B-R-E-A-D, and so is B-R-E-A-D in B-R-A-K-E-D when the K comes up. Okay? So this slide shows this player with this card, okay, can raise their hand and say bingo when on the board, E-B, let's have the board, E-B-D-A-R-K come up. Okay? So I hope you got the idea how this bingo works. Actually, very similar to the bingo game with numbers, except now your brains are not idling like when you play bingo. You really don't use much brains, except you have to be able to hear it. Okay? You hear the numbers called, and then you place a chip on the card. There you do need to pay attention hearing the number. But here in this bingo game, in Scramble Bingo, you have to hear the letter, the alphabet. But your brain has to work. Your brain has to think about, okay, what words you can make. Now, in this particular example we just played, the EBDARK, certainly if you're not thinking fast enough, you may say, okay, first word I made is BED, that's one word. And then ARK comes up, you may say, well, can we do some, let's say, dark? But then D is already used. You cannot use D twice because every letter can be only used once, except when it is in a word, that word is completely used in another word. Okay? So that's why you need to think, okay? You need to shovel, you need to scramble. Again, why is this called Scramble Bingo? You need to scramble to make the words such a way that you fill the whole row with minimum number of letters. Okay? So that's that example. All right. Let's have another example. Let's go to slide 36. Okay? Okay. 36. Now, in this case, 36, it's a bingo on 9 letters, okay? And the 9 letters on this bingo is EB, okay? You probably can see better down the corner here. EBDRSBETA. EBDRSBETA. 9 letters in that sequence. Okay? Let's come back to the board. Basically, it's EBDRSBETA. Let's remove this. Okay? So this is the 9 cards that come in sequence. All right? Again, you are supposed to make words and see whether you can make as a bingo. Now, this slide, as you can see, we try to do the same, okay? Because we follow the same 3 letters first. So we first make a BE, and then BED, then BRED, bread, okay? Since R comes up, okay, and there's no A. Last time this was A, this is R, so you make bread, okay? Now, at this point, this 4th one, S come up, you can't make bread with S into a new word, or you thought you can make a, well, where's a T come up? Well, T come up at this. When S comes up, you cannot make another word, then B come up, then E come up, and T come up. Of course, this SBET, easily you can recognize as the best, okay? Therefore, you put best here, right? So the first 3, BE, BED, BRED, did take advantage of the previous word. So BRED contains BED, and BED contains BE, but the 4th word, you basically use the 4 new letters, BEST, as 4 new letters, all right? Then, when A comes up, you took advantage of the fact that, oh, you can reuse BEST, and you make a beast, BEAST, and then you can call bingo. So this example basically illustrates the fact that sometimes you're not always so lucky like the previous first example, that 6 letters, you can make 5 words out of it, okay? Not always that lucky. In this case, you have 9 letters, you make 5 words out of it. But you still did take advantage of the fact that some words you can reuse, okay? All right, so this example shows that. Now, let's see whether we can move on